Alright everybody, we are back to the draft, and as you can see, it's game number 1 between Fnatic and the LEGO Boys, a team which name you might not really ring a bell, but we have a lot of very familiar players in the team here, a Hungarian-based team. Not all of the players are from the country though. Sky Temple is the first map. We had to recreate the draft because the first one showed a different map, so it apparently was a bit wrong. The players therefore already a bit into the draft here with bans on Thrall and Kalthas. We have Zagara immediately locked down by Fnatic, great vision on the map control that oftentimes translates into a lead, into also a couple of ganks that you can get. The LEGO Boys, they're trying to just counteract this with a Falset and a Sonya. There's, of course, that movement on the map that you have once again, and it's not surprising to see ETC already locked down here from Fnatic. They love the hero. They played in most of the recent games that we casted of Fnatic with ETC. They used Mosh Pit. They used also, when they had an opportunity, sometimes the additional talent that Blizzard buffed, of course, as well. Stage Dive, which can, especially on Sky Temple, be quite useful. There's a lot of utility that ETC adds to the draft itself, and that is something that Fnatic is very fond of utilizing and trying to abuse that, especially since we're having with Breeze a hero that has locked down a couple of amazing mosh pits already in the previous games against teams like Euronics, for example. Fnatic now also with the Tassadar that makes sure that LEGO can't get that Tassadar against Zagara to take those creep tumors out. And I'm also not alone here. We are once again going for a duo commentator style here with Tetcher, who's going to join me for not only the draft, but also for the entire Best of 3 series here.
My God. Just have him join just for the draft and be like, yeah, they're picking that. All right, peace.
See you later, boys.
Well, Fnatic are taking the Tassadar. We've seen many combos with this. Forceful, really good to set up for mosh pits, make sure that everyone is really nicely grouped up. And just Solid Hero denies it away from the LEGO Boys so they can't clear up creep tumors. Just a solid choice all around from Fnatic here.
Well, right now, talking about like choices, Reyna has been banned out, and that's of course one of the heroes that is extremely powerful when it comes to the auto attack damage, especially since he can bully frontliners quite nicely. And therefore they want to make sure that he's not going to be played against them. He can also be a little bit annoying if Sonya tries to move in and he just uses that penetrating round to drop her out of a whirlwind or pushing her away, more to say. Diablo for Fnatic, now the ban here for them. It's actually like an interesting setup that we already see shaping up here. Since the LEGO Boys, they still need one of frontliner, and we have like the chance of them to go into Muradin, into Stitches. They have still the Leoric option here, Johanna. So whereas we saw in the previous games, a huge fight over the frontliners, this is not really one of them. And they decide to go Muradin, Jaina for a lot of burst potential here with Muradin stun, Sonya spear, slam, Jaina damage. Very aggressive setup that the LEGO Boys are currently drafting for themselves.
Yeah, and they still actually have the potential for the Tyrande here. She's not been banned out. Fnatic could pick her as a second support, but it's not too likely. So LEGO could just get the incredible burst composition here.
Yeah, for Fnatic it's the question, do they want to play ETC as a solo tank? Then a Tyrande would definitely be great for them. If they are running it with Tassadar only, then of course they have the option to go into a second frontliner, and it looks like Tyrael is going to be the addition, which is very nice. First of all, since of course the combo that we see for the LEGO Boys could really like lead into that burst, and therefore Tyrael can make sense. He helps you. He doesn't always automatically, he's not always in a spot where he can really negate the burst combo, but every now and then he will be able to drop that sanctification in time to really help out with it. And I would they go for Greymane again. I am loving it.
They like
Fnatic again with Greymane here for the damage. They had other options to go for, but they dropped that Greymane, and we are going to see Quacknix once again on the hero that he already showcased in the earlier series against Team Euronics. Absolutely awesome. I can't wait.
Well, time to see if it was a fluke. What was their warrior in the last game? Other than ETC? They had two, didn't they?
ETC, and to be honest with you, I can't even remember. I was so focused on that ETC play with Charism in the last fight, it was just like brutal.
Oh, Stitches.
Yeah, I guess so. Stitches for the hook, right.
Yeah, so they had the burst, and this time they don't have the Charism because they don't have that hook, so it's a lot more focused on the AoE this time, just getting that mosh pit down in most of these fights, although they could run Stage Dive.
They're missing a little bit on those heals that, of course, helped Greymane as well, and that panic button here. So Tassadar in that combination is actually an interesting choice. Tyrael will have to peel for Greymane, and you will have to assist him and be ready for that sanctification. So it's a pretty cool setup, especially to see Greymane again, and this time in the first match in this series. I can't wait for this. Like, Fnatic really today delivering with very cool drafts, and I'm loving it here. LEGO Boys, of course, with a draft that we are very familiar with. Very, very strong. Muradin and Sonya can jump into the back line. You have Jaina for damage. Falset who can fly all over the map. Charism at the front as well, helping out Muradin and Sonya, especially after the level 16 talent, Circle of Life. Lego Boys with a very strong setup. Fnatic taking a bit more of a risk with Greymane here, but we really saw how that can work out for you in the last game already. And now we're going to jump into the first game of this series with Fnatic going up against the Lego Boys here at the Blizzard Heroes Spring Championship Qualifier. Game number 1, everybody. Fnatic against the Lego Boys. We have the game up and we're on Sky Temple right now. And once again, we see Greymane in the second game today, where we have, of course, Quacknix once again on the hero. To the left side of the map for Fnatic, Breeze on ETC. We have Quacknix on Greymane, Shrimpy on Zagara, Ethereal Angel on Tyrael, and Smexy on Tacita here. To the right side of the map, their opponents, Conti for the Lego Boys on Falstad, Tomzy on Sonya, we have EJ on Karazim, Fana on Jaina, and Wukientes is playing Muradin. So yeah, the Hungarian team here is of course going to try and take Fnatic down. We're currently in the round of 8 of the Spring Championship Qualifier. And with me is once again Tetcher, as we see Quacknix riding into battle on his pleb horse. Has the Greymane skin but uses the pleb horse. Like, what the hell is wrong with you, buddy?
Yeah, can you get that skin without the mount?
I don't think so. I think he has at least that mount as well. So it's a deliberate choice to go for that mount and look fugly.
Yeah, I guess so. But now, though, he's starting off with the perfect aim again. Once again, sticking with the same build that's worked quite well for him so far. Getting that mana regeneration and the extra range so that you can snipe from a little bit further away. Adero, chilling in range for XP, but not going aggressive. Conti also not going to be pushing too hard. Both hoping that the other one's not there and that they will miss XP.
Yeah, Zagara, of course, at the same time, once again at the bot lane, where we are used to see her starting off with those creep tumors, trying to put them in place. We're having, in regards to the talents for Sonya, a block taken over the potential choices of Shot of Fury or even Warpaint, which we occasionally see. Falstad, standard build, going into auto attack with Seasoned Marksman. He will go for the Power Throw on level 4 and Secret Weapon on level 7, making sure that he gets the maximum damage on his auto attacks here later on in the game. Muradin makes a whole lot of sense for him, of course, to go straight for the Reverberation build against heroes like Greymane. And Greymane in the game that Fnatic played earlier against Euronics had just a massive damage output. That's something that they're hoping for again, but they need to keep him alive as the hero is still fairly squishy, which is one of the biggest weaknesses of it.
Yeah, they do have the potential, though, for when he's in his Worgen form, dropping that leeching plasma from the Tastar, so he's going to get a bit of regen that way as well. Greymane is that perfect mix of a ranged assassin with the Q build, and still has that bonus damage that he gets from purely just transforming into Worgen form.
And Worgen form, the perfect finisher, of course, when he jumps in. It's incredibly powerful, super dangerous as well, as long as you can keep him alive. And that is going to be Tacita's job. Smexy played Karazim in the last game against Euronics, where Greymane was played, and did a wonderful job keeping everybody alive. Quacknix already very, very mobile here, jumping around in the mid lane. We have the temples, of course, up now in Sky Temple, and the teams are starting to soak the first few shots here.
Yeah, getting a lot of shots already. Fnatic looking so strong, and that is domination. Shrimpy with the jukes. He gets out. He does get hit by the hammerang on the return. Tomzy actually almost pushed into a minion wave and got himself killed there, but he will survive.
Yeah, Tomzy was nearly taken out by Shrimpy, and then Conti came in to help out. Shrimpy was dodging at the side. Conti at some point was like, okay, screw this, barrel rolls over, but Shrimpy still gets away. Very nice Zagara play here at the bottom lane. Most of those shots by now also soaked, and we see a slight lead for Fnatic. They were able to drop a couple of towers and are now closing in on that level 6 a bit faster. With the extra talents on level 4, we also had an adjustment on Jaina, who went into the Frost charts on level 4. So usually we see the level 7 Frostbolt talent then taken as well. Pretty interesting, actually. And Greymane plus ETC already on the move to go for a couple of camps on the map here, stealing the first Siege Giant camp to the left side. And of course going to try and attempt and maybe engage upon the right side. But Wookie is already waiting with his Muradin in the bush for a potential ambush here.
Yeah, every size not worth the effort, so instead going to hover around here and hold back these Siege Giants while Quacknix and Shrimpy push in the towers. Quacknix having to pull back for the moment. They've already taken down one tower, and Shrimpy doing quite a bit of damage to the second one. They won't be able to take it down yet, but they can at least keep a lot of pressure on in preparation for that next temple. Actually, they will take it down. Shrimpy able to push in and finish it off.
Yeah, we have, as expected, now with level 7, also with level 4, the cocktail preference again for good old Greymane. with the Drought Overflow. Now Conti has to be very careful here. Quacknix could engage into this, but of course with the fort still around, you don't really want to do that. You just expose yourself way too much. But they took down the well, and that's incredibly powerful because at the next temple phase we will see the bot lane activated, and we still have a situation where Fnatic can move back well up here, use that well to have more sustain on the fight over the temple. So a great move here to go for the opponent's well first and make sure that they don't have that sustain. It could even lead into a situation where the Lego boys are just saying, alright, we're going to give it up, and we're going to just try and soak experience in the meantime.
Quacknix finishing off the mercenary camp here and going to be back. He's completely out of mana because we've already mentioned Greymane has a lot of mana problems, and Fnatic not wasting time with that bruiser camp. They take it, and it actually does time very well with the temple because it is already prepared. Greymane completely full on mana. Tastar beginning to work his way down, and Fnatic rotating their way. In the meantime, Falstad and Tyrael still chilling in the top lane, but Falstad can fly down at any moment.
We have also Endless Creep taken, Kala's Embracers of now, of course, already, and the Icelands, as predicted, on the level 7 talent, so going for a bit of an alternative build on Jaina. We oftentimes see that Jaina is one of the heroes where you can go for personal preference with her build. Very flexible in that style, and all of these builds totally viable depending on the situation. Once again, the fights are starting up to the top lane. Tyrael versus Falstad. Falstad can fly down here. Quacknix exposing from a distance with Greymane. Once again, great shot here actually with a cocktail. Getting a lot of damage in, positioning everything for him right now, and he does very well with it. Not overextending at all. He knows that he's very squishy and a great target for the opponent, but he pokes from a distance with a cocktail and is just waiting for an opportunity to jump in and walk in form as the finisher.
Breeze taking a lot of damage here. We are seeing a lot of these shots being taken, but Breeze gets back onto the point, and the Storm does a huge amount of damage. Down goes Jaina, and Breeze looking for a second one here. Quacknix going full ham onto Tomsy, and well, Morgan more than Sonya in this particular scenario, especially with the heroic, and Quacknix gets the kill.
Very well done here. Nice more as well. Quacknix once again moving in. They're trying to go for a Wookiee. Here comes Quacknix. He waits for the jump, goes in and finishes off Muradin. Great kill here by Fnatic. They have the level 10s now. A massive lead, of course, in the game. Level 11 versus level 9. Breeze and the rest of the team moving into the mid lane to finish off the next 4 tier. And Quacknix now on level 10 with a go for the throat, of course, once again. Great moves here by Greymane, and Fnatic with a solid 3-0 kill lead and the first few structures eliminated.
Yeah, they are in full control here. Quacknix clearing up these minions in his Worgen form, using that Razor Swipe very effectively to help clear these stuff. And also, as the chase potential we saw in that last fight, we finally see level 10 available for Lego Boys, but they are still in serious trouble. We see Mighty Gust, that Wrath of the Berserker. Karazim holding out for a little bit, is going for the Divine Palm. Water Elemental on the Jaina, and the Avatar on the Muradin, who may have to use it very soon.
Tomsy also going deep here now with the Wrath of the Berserker, trying to go for a kill. Ethereal Angel has to move out, but it's still a nearly 2-level lead that we're seeing for Fnatic. They're way ahead. They have Greymane in the middle of the map right now, starting to rotate down. They could try to go for one of the camps, and it looks very much like that's exactly what he's doing here. He's starting to move in for exactly that. So right now, as you can see, Quacknix and Smexy already in position to take one of the camps at the top lane. A bit of a pressure play against Breeze, who might be in trouble, but he slides away. The camp has now been chosen, and very nicely done here by Quacknix, of course, with the support of Tassadar, and they start to push the bot lane quite heavily.
Yeah, and Quacknix using his Worgen form a hell of a lot for clearing way, so that means he doesn't have it in situations like this. It did come off cooldown though, but well, here's everyone, and he gets taken out.
Yeah, that was not really a fair fight there. 5 against 1, and he realized that too. Falstad with a nice move, flying down to the bot lane, using the Mighty Gust and isolating him for long enough so that the rest of the team could follow this around. We have level 13 any moment now, thanks to the 4th drop. And of course, in this case, we have once again the level 13 Worgen talent for Greymane, going straight for the On the Prowl here. Great now to follow heroes. That extra movement speed is absolutely amazing. Sanctification used by Tyrael. Needs to move away though, and it's not going to be easy for Ethereal Angel to jump out of this. He's trying though, but Conti is already moving in. Can use that Mighty Gust again. Breeze is moving away. The snipe against Tyrael. And the Lego boys definitely starting to make a bit of a comeback here, attempting to get those kills in and close the experience gap.
Yeah, they will get what shots are left in this top temple. ETC was able to steal at least a couple. In the meantime, though, Tassadar getting all the shots from this bottom lane. There is no contestation for this at all yet, although Falstad looks like he may be willing to change that, but he might be a bit too late. Smexy really far ahead in terms of these shots. Muradin heading in there, but they'll get like the last 5 maybe at best.
At the top lane, also now Tom's in a bit of trouble. Quacknix is there. He can go for the walk-in form again, and that's exactly what he does. He jumps in on the prowl, already used there, trying to go for the kill, but we have the Divine Palm used against Tomzy. Then saves him for now the kill against Breeze as a countermeasure with everybody rotating to the top except for Muradin. Great kill here again for the Lego Boys. 3 kills against 3 now, and we are having level 13 talents for both of them, with still a level lead on the side of Fnatic, but the Lego Boys definitely making their way back into this game.
Yeah, they're able to take a bit of control over some of these fights when Fnatic are splitting. Mighty Gust used for good measure there by Conzi to make sure that no one could chase in onto Tomzy, who took quite a lot of damage. Fnatic still with the basically full level lead, but Lego not giving up without a fight.
Yeah, we have now with the level 13 talent, Giant Kill of course for False Step. We're seeing the Relentless on Karazim, which is going to make his life a bit easier. There's also the Advanced Ice Block for Jaina and the extra damage on Muradin. So good setup for them. We have still a bit of pressure against the Thero here, but the Lego Boys just looking for experience. They know that they're still behind, they need to do something about it. And the one thing that Fnatic has been doing quite nicely is take camp after camp after camp on the map, which always pushes the bot lane, pushes the top lane. They have all these camps just like going from one lane to another. Smexy now also in a bit of trouble here, but he gets assisted by a Thero Angel and they get away without no harm done.
Yes, Mexi does have prescience off cooldown as well, and will have that dimensional shift available too. So he has 2 escapes even with all that. Didn't even use even just in case. And there's the Forceful onto Muradin. He's able to jump out though, keep himself alive. But Fnatic, they are grouping up. Greymane is on his way down from top lane. They may be looking to try and get a snipe here.
Yeah, Quacknix is starting to move in. He's waiting for, of course, a chance to maybe go in from the side and flank. But up at the top lane, there's still that camp that is pushing. Tomzy, Fana, and everyone else is trying to deep-push that. And that has been a theme, actually, for the last few minutes. That the entire time we are seeing the Lego Boys just reacting to Fnatic's camps on the map and attempting to take those down. It's, of course, also an attempt to get the experience that they need to close up. But the problem is that Fnatic will now hit level 16 just as both of these temples are announced. And that's going to help them, of course, to secure maybe even both of them.
Yeah, they're going to try their best to do that. We already see Tassadar in position. He is currently wearing the appropriate skin for this map, actually, so just pretending to be a guardian in the middle of that temple there. Needs to back up. They don't want to take a huge fight without Tyrael. Tyrael actually is just going to go for that top one. They're going to try and fight 5 versus 4 here with their level 16 talents. Good Forceful. But Tomzy finds the one gap in it and is able to sneak fast. Wookie going very aggressively here, trying to work on Quacknix, who is trying to start a step out, but Reverberation is slowing his attacks quite a bit.
Yeah, and at the same time now, Mighty Gust saving them for now. No follow-up from Fnatic. They're playing the safe. They're trying to get the shots in on the temple. Quacknix is still trying to poke a little bit, but as long as nobody is moving to the top lane on the side of the Lego Boys, they are going to get both of these temples, and they dish out very solid damage against the inner structures already. We have Tyrael at the top lane. He can hold his own for a little bit longer. Cooldowns, not a single one has been activated on the Heroics. Still no level 16. A Thero Angel could even go into Sanctification if he has to, but the rotation of Fnatic is already happening. They're starting to go in now as well. A Thero Angel with the Sanctification. Here comes Quacknix once again with the cocktail, trying to hit it. Goes into walk-in form, goes for Conti. Immediately, no ult used yet, and Quacknix looking for another victim.
He's going in and he finds the Jaina and is able to kill her off. The Maw catches 2 people as well. Quacknix preparing for the Razor Swipe. Mighty Gust will protect the rest of Conti's team here. They're trying to turn around onto Breeze. Tomzy gets Forcewalled. He's getting focused down. Quacknix coming in. He finds Wookie. The mosh pit hits the Karazim. Wookie still surviving. He gets palmed. Nice job by EJ there.
And again, it is, of course, Greymane jumping in, going for the kill against Karazim. He's down. They're trying to drop Muradin too, and they get the quad kill completed. Great play here. Still no 16 talent during the entire fight for the team in red. And Fnatic, they are now moving to the boss, trying to claim that first. They can still move back and take those 2 temples afterwards. But great play here by them. 7 kills against 3. And there is nothing that the Lego Boys can do about the boss being claimed now. And this is, of course, going to push the bot lane even further.
Yeah, they will take this without too much trouble at all. Falstad, he popped in to say hi, but there's nothing he can do about it. He might have been able to fight top and maybe grab a couple shots, but not willing to risk it. Instead, teams grouping up, clearing their lanes, and they're going to have to defend that boss. Falstad is actually going to fire up the top lane, but if he'd done that earlier, might have been able to get more shots. Instead, he's going to run into Tyrael.
I guess the hope was really that he might be able to use the Mighty Gust, but Fnatic, of course, they knew what they had to do. They first of all made sure that they just pushed him back a little bit, and they also had Sanctification up, so they could have used that on the spot as well, if really need be. But as is, all of those shots are now being claimed. The first keeps are already losing hit points, and with 16 versus 16 talents, it might be an opportunity for them to go back into it. But Conti is now stunned. Conti is going to fall here. The attempt by Karazim to harm him, but accidentally, well, actually, it wasn't really an accident. Fawcett dies too fast, and then the palm ends up on Karazim himself. It was a nice attempt by EJ, but it doesn't really work out, and now they are down one hero once again as Fnatic pushes in the top lane.
That is the worst situation when you're playing a Karazim, where you try to palm someone after dashing to them, and because they die, you click yourself because they're not there anymore. The worst situation for him, because now that palm is on cooldown. He does not have Peaceful Repose, nowhere near level 20. So that is his main saving ability, on cooldown for a long time, and a dead teammate.
Yeah, and now we have the Fnatic team moving around on the map again. There's a lot of camps, by the way, available, so they can go for one of those. They could also just, of course, try to drop the bottom keep, since it is nearly eliminated, but there are Siege Giants to be had, so they can go for all of those. Or even, like, face a team fight now, since the level 20 abilities are going to be ready for them in just a few seconds. And that, of course, is going to drop amazing talents into their hands to engage into the next battle here. And apparently they're willing to go for it. Tomzy is already there. He takes the camp. Aethera Angel is a little bit too late, but they have 20 now. And that means once again that we have for Greymane, Hunter's Blunder as their guy is starting to move in, and once more the mosh pit on Breeze. They're going in for the kills. They get the first one against Falstad. Greymane is following them up on the prowl, is coming into play. It's the first kill against Jaina. They're gonna go for EJ now too. Karazim is trying to get away, palms himself. Tomzy is dead now too. This is a slaughter. Greymane is on the prowl for sure.
Yeah, he's getting that bonus movement speed, keeping up that inner beast, and they're going to move on to the core. And Fnatic looking dominant, really showing that Greymane is a viable pick to everyone out there, doing an amazing job, and they take a lead in this series.
Great move by them. They go for the core. There's no way to defend it, of course. Greymane with 46,000 damage in the game, the top damage dealer. And this is game number 1, ending in favor of Fnatic here in the round of 16 at the Spring Championship Qualifier. Alright everybody, game number 2, Fnatic versus the Lego Boys. Tomb of the Spider Queen is the map, and yeah, they are definitely not kidding around today. Game after game after game. Just barely had time to go into the kitchen, get myself something to drink, and I'm back, and they already started the draft. It is the lead for Fnatic again after the Greymane play that we saw in game number 1. They're going up against the Lego Boys here for the second map. Tomb of the Spider Queen is the map, and we have the Lego Boys with the first ban here now. And yeah, this is going to be an exciting one. We already had great games by Fnatic. I can't wait to see if we are going to see, well, Greymane again, or if he's even going to be banned out as a respect ban on the side of the Lego Boys.
I really, really want to see a Greymane banned out. That would be a new era of Fnatic creating fear. A hero that no one else picks instantly banned out. That would be great to see. For now, though, it is fairly more standard bans. Kale Pass banned for the Lego Boys. Fnatic hovering over that Zagara. They do not want to give that away.
Yeah, they picked Zagara whenever they could in the last few games, and of course on this map in particular, she's just so incredibly strong, so they're not going or they're going for the floor ban. Those are the two heroes to consider. Apparently they are, yes, they are a little bit more okay with like playing against Zagara than against Thrall. Are the Lego Boys going to lock her down? It's very likely to see that Zagara pick at this point, and yes, they indeed do exactly that. So Zagara is already locked down. Fnatic now has a couple of options how they can start into the draft. I would even expect them to go into an ETC early on once again. It seems to be their preferred hero, and they've been talking about him quite a bit. They've been playing him in every single game. But this time, it seems like they are even risking giving him away with a higher focus on Tassadar and Zagara. Tassadar, of course, Tassadar and Jaina, with Tassadar as a counter to Zagara, as a little bit of a counterweight as well, not only as a direct counter, but also as an option for them at least to get some vision over the turning points. Great support as well. And Jaina then to take it away from Zagara and also have, of course, the option of a little bit more pressure and burst damage here.
Yeah, taking this Jaina really forces the Lego Boys into heroes like a Muradin, maybe a Tyrande. Just going with those more stunny heroes just to prevent Fnatic from getting that sniper comp. Diablo, a very solid one as well, and also that gives them the APOC more combo. So maybe a Tyrande to follow this up, deny it away from Fnatic, where they could still get the Muradin though. But Muradin, like we said, has been nerfed that little bit. So it's still quite popular, but nowhere near that first pick, first ban level we've been seeing him in the past.
Diablo definitely a very good addition, and you're completely right with what you just said. They could combo that with the Tyrande, they could combo it with the Muradin, they could go into different... they could go for Leoric for the wave clear, that works. Like, it depends a bit on how you want to play it. If you're trying to make that roam happen between the mid and the top, then you would try to aim more for a sniper comp. The problem that you have with it is, of course, that Jaina's already picked away from you, but you still have that option to go into the heroes that you mentioned. If you are afraid of the wave clear and you're trying to play more of a build that is just like pushing the opponent back, then Leoric is a great choice, and they are doing exactly that, which would also help against hit point heavy tanks on the side of Fnatic. Fnatic banning Tyrande here, fully aware of the risk that they have, or they would run if they don't do that, since Diablo is there, and apparently they are not really eager to play Tyrande as an addition to Tassadar, so it's very likely that Tassa is going to be the solo support for them.
Yeah, that is quite likely indeed. We don't really see people experimenting anymore with that damaged Tassadar that we saw a very long time ago. He got some very tough nerfs to that. Like, Blizzard pushed the Force Wall very, very hard to the point where no one plays Avatar anymore.
I mean, the only other hero that I could see as a support with Tassadar is a Charism that is played for damage, and I'm not really sure if that would work. I can only see it happening if there is a Stitches. If you play Stitches and then still drop that Charism with the damage build, but it's more style that Team Liquid uses. I don't really think that Fnatic is going to go for it here. The ETC ban in this case, that's the counter ban that LEGO goes for, and I actually like that too. Would have been funny, of course, to see a ban on someone like Greymane, but Fnatic can now go into the Stitches, they can go into the Muradin, and they have been prioritizing ETC to an extent that it just makes perfect sense for LEGO to say, yeah, let's get rid of ETC here and make sure that Fnatic has to like dodge a little bit and play a different frontliner.
Yeah, so Fnatic, they can't get ATC, so more likely they're going to go into a more single hero sniper comp, so the Muradin, maybe an auto-attacker like the Reyna, who's very popular on this map, so that they can get a lot of single target, and then maybe someone else with another stun as their last pick. They don't need to pick another warrior yet, they can leave a second warrior if they're going for one, due to the fact that LEGO have two already, but they are just going to pick them, or maybe not, maybe they're going to leave the Stitches a little bit, hovering over Greymane. Once again, Quacknix really liking Greymane at this point, and there it is again.
I can't help myself. Every single time they select him, even if they don't lock him down, I have this dirty grin on my face, and I can't get rid of it. Greymane played again. Fnatic is just saying, like, yeah, we locked them down. We're going to show you where the meta is these days. Stitches would still be great with this composition. We've already seen them hover Stitches as well. But Greymane is picked. They, I guess, agree with the assessment that they don't need to go for the frontliner just now, since it's very unlikely that Stitches is going to be picked away by the LEGO boys here. They need a support, and they also need, on top of that, another damage dealer. And it's very likely that it's going to be either Falstad or Reyna as an auto-attack damage dealer. Vala would add even more wave clear to their setup. Okay, interesting. They're actually going for Vala. I fully expected one of the season marksman stack heroes to be taken here. Vala has the additional AoE thanks to the multi-shot that you can use. So there's a lot of AoE heroes actually for the LEGO boys. And you know what? One of the heroes that are missing actually these days a little bit compared to, let's say, 3 weeks back is Sylvanas. She is still played, but not nearly as often anymore as we've seen a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, looks like LEGO boys starting to decide between Kharazim and Uther. They go with that Uther because it does have the potential of picking Cleanse, whereas Kharazim basically has no choice. And that Divine Shield on the Valor, she's going with the Strafe, very strong. Fnatic going with the Stitches. Interesting that they did pick Greymane above Stitches, because the odds of LEGO boys picking the Greymane is very weird. I don't know.
I don't know. I actually could see LEGO boys lack damage, so they could have gone for Greymane, but I don't see LEGO boys going into Leoric Diablo Stitches with only a Zagara for the damage. I don't see that happening, and if they would have done it, Fnatic could have counter-picked that with a good season marksman hero, so I guess that was the thought process behind it. So, yeah. I mean, either way, they got both of the heroes, so it doesn't really matter to them. Greymane and Stitches taken. And yeah, once again, we're going to see that Worgen jump into the fights. Tomb of the Spider Queen is map number 2, so let's jump in right away and see if Fnatic can make this a 2-0, or if LEGO is able to fight back and is going to force this into a third game here at the Spring Championship Qualifier for the finals in Katowice, where the teams, of course, all want to go. We have already the Google team, GIZ, like whatever you want to call them, doesn't really matter too much, and Team Liquid, they already advanced, and this in the second qualifier here is going to determine which two teams are going to follow them. So let's jump straight into game number 2 between these two European top teams. It is Greymane Day in Europe, apparently. Once again, we have the hero locked down by Fnatic. Breeze to the left side of the map, first of all, on Muradin, as ETC was banned out this time in the best-of-3 series against the Lego Boys. We have Smexy on Tassadar, Quacknix on Greymane, Schwimpy on Jaina, and Aethero Angel on Stitches. Looks very much like Quacknix has a new preferred hero. To the right side of the map, it is, of course, the Hungarian team with Tomze on Zagara, Conti on Leoric, EJ on Uther, Fana on Vala, and Wookie again on Diablo. Two of the Spider Queen. This map is going to decide the fate of the Lego Boys. Are they going to be able to force this into game number 3, or are Fnatic going to win this as well and advance to the round of 8 of the qualifier?
It is time to find out, and we're seeing Specs giving the vision for Stitches. They're doing a lot of damage to Wookie, but they didn't have the follow-up stun. Quack is going maybe too deep here, gets shielded by Tassadar, Razor swipes through Diablo, and he is able to escape, and they get Diablo. Very well played by Fnatic. It almost went very wrong, but good Razor swipe by Quacknix to escape.
Yeah, that was a good start for them, but you're totally right. That looked for a moment like it would snowball against them. They still got the kill now, though. Conti needs to be careful as well. Wraith walking away, gets a heal, and that was a close call too. So they have the rotation starting between the top and the middle, whereas Zagara has taken position at the bottom of the map now.
Yeah, we are seeing Zagara down here. Aethero is going to be the one who comes down here. He's going full slam build again. This seems to be just the build that he prefers. Fnatic is very much showing their own stylized style on most of the heroes that they are playing here. With Aethero, slam build pretty much every time, and the damage output he does give is pretty good. And Greymane being picked a lot. Breeze stunning up the Uther here, and they're able to grab their second kill of the game.
And that Worgen always going deep here. I'm liking it. That aggression that we see the entire time of Quacknix is amazing. Soul Feast as the talent on Diablo, and well, as you already mentioned, we have the extra slam damage on Stitches. Interesting that he did not go into the Hungry for More on this map in particular, with all of those extra globes that you can pick up. And again, he's at the bot lane, so he's not part of the rotation that they're using here, just trying to stop Zagara. And the top lane pressure is still happening here with, yeah, well, the Lego Boys already have showing a lot of respect here, and not even going through the middle, so the entire turning point is completely dominated by Fnatic.
Yeah, they have huge control here. They've already managed to get 9 gems in. Not a huge amount, but they're still holding 17 themselves. So they're getting towards their first turn-in and not allowing anything to go over to the Lego Boys. Breeze, very far forward, getting stun locked here, but he is Muradin. He's able to walk away, and he gets the stun through the wall onto Conti there, and they're able to pick up another kill.
Even when they're on the retreat, you have to be careful because they turn around and they take it. We have now, even by the way, on Tassadar, Mental Acuity taking us to level 4, talent over the potential leeching plasma. Up at the top lane, Smexy with Tassadar is starting to rotate a bit lower now. As the talents on Greymane, we have perfect aim on level 1. The standard build here for Quacknix with a Drought Overflow now on level 4. He's really focusing a lot on the cocktail here, on all of his talent, except with the level 13 talent, where we of course see On the Prowl. Another kill against the Lego Boys. It's 4 against 0 already. Zagara at the bot lane has died to Aethero Angel and Schwimpy. Great control that Fnatic is currently executing in the second game, and we all know, of course, how fast it can snowball if you get ahead on this map in particular.
Breeze dodging out that Drain Hope and able to clear up the creep. They're doing such a good job of denying Zagara this vision so far. And they have Tassadar clear it up as well. The bottom lane not looking anywhere near as purple as it usually does. For now, though, Fnatic continuing to guard these turn-in points and make sure that nothing happens. It's a big raid coming in from the Lego Boys at this top turn, and they're trying to get some control here. And they do have control, they're just not turning in yet.
Quacknix is joining the rest of the team again, and well, we see both of them now on level 4. Level 7 should be hitting a bit faster for Fnatic, especially if they're able to get another kill in. Breeze is of course waiting for an opportunity to get that Storm Ball locked down, but Quacknix is already starting up to the top, and apparently the Hungarian team with a bit of a problem here, with a quick pause, allows of course to go over these talents again. Someone apparently lagging a bit. One of the things that we still have to point out is, of course, the Soul Feast. We have on Diablo a lot of adjustments. Devil's Due oftentimes taken as the level 1 talent. Greymane is, of course, one of the heroes that probably interests most people at this point. And if you have missing the last few games, there's, as you see, perfect aim on level 1. Then we have the Drought Overflow on level 4. And the entire trend with going for the cocktail talents usually continues on level 7 and on level 16 then. So it's going to be pretty interesting what exactly is going to... Oh, they're already done? Okay, that was fast. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how exactly Quacknix is going to play it from here on out, if he's going to make some adjustments at some point, but so far his style has worked out very nicely for Fnatic.
Yeah, and one of the most important talents we do have to mention here is, another pause, is the On the Prowl talent that he does get at level 13, the only non-Q talent that he gets. But it does give him such a huge advantage in those later game fights if his team gets the size advantage, and even if he gets engaged upon, gives him stutter step if he's getting engaged upon himself, gives him huge chase potential thanks to that great movement speed, and even better when you have that level 20 Hunter's Blunderbuss. You get the full AoE from your auto attacks. You're able to just chase and damage everyone who's running away.
The chase potential on Greymane is just absolutely insane. One of the problems we've been going over that the hero has is definitely his survivability. If you get focused, stunned out, for example, then you are oftentimes in trouble. But that's exactly where Smexy then comes into play. And so far, he always had Greymane's back. A great support here for the team as well. Smexy doing an absolutely incredible job, not only with the charism in the first game where we saw Greymane today, but then also with his Tassadar on the last map. The team around Breeze, they're turning in right now. They still have 25 of those gems that they can get rid of, and that means that they will soon enough have another Web Weaver wave, the first Web Weaver wave of the game. They only need to turn in 8, and they have more than enough of those gems now, especially on the Theora Angel, of course. If he can move into the middle now, that would be an easy Web Weaver wave for them. The first one normally not really doing too much, but they have a chance to really snowball it with a potential level 7 talent, so it's a great timing for them. If they get the Web Weaver wave now, take 2 more waves down, then they would have level 7 to push with the spiders, and that would help them, of course, since it would be a massive lead over the opponent.
Yeah, we do have the 40 gems on the side of Lego Boys. Just going to have a countdown, and then we're going to get back into the game here. Tomsy. Two people on pause at the same time, but we're back in.
Let me count down. All right, he counts down, and then they both unpause and pause it.
Did it.
I have seen better communication.
This is why they're on different teams. There's no way they can work together.
Oh, this is so good. God, I love these guys. It's actually very awesome because they immediately messaged us after the last best of 3 series that we had, because they said like, hey guys, do you want to cast the next one here as well? Waited for us to, and made sure that we would get into it. So it's pretty awesome. European scene overall is pretty nice, and the player base that we have here is super great. So yeah, these guys are always a lot of fun, and stuff like that is just hilarious. I love it. Right now,
Smexy. A lot of banter.
Yeah, a lot of banter, definitely, especially in those lobbies that we usually see, and even with the what's that they call? Not the highlights, the broadcast that you can use.
Yeah.
All of them have. They have each other, of course, on the friends list, and that's always a lot of banter that happens in the broadcast as well, in the client and later. But well, there we have the situation that we talked about. We have the level 7 talent now for both of the teams against the Icelands taken, and there is the Incendiary Elixir. And of course, that is the opportunity that they've been waiting for, to push in with the Web Weavers and maybe get another kill in, but at least a couple of tower drops.
Yeah, they're pushing in with this as best as they can. Jade is just throwing in all of those extra Qs. Like you said, that Ice Lance going to give her a bit of cooldown reduction so she can get more hits. There's the Blizzard and Frostbolt. There it is. So gets the hit and gets the cooldown reduction so can throw that out again very quickly. And doing a lot of damage. Leoric taking so much damage from Quacknix that he has to back up. This Web Weaver is still very much uncontested.
Yeah, and already the lane is down. They are way ahead in experience right now. The rotation has happened to the top lane now too. Level 9 versus level 7. Oh, EJ is a bit far out, but Quacknix is not even bothering attacking him. They're just going for the 4, and they're going to get this with the first Web Weaver wave, which is incredibly impressive. Diablo is also being attacked, and Quacknix is about to jump in again, and there he is, goes into Worgen form, tries to go for the kill. Wookie is trying to escape. Conti moving away now to Quacknix, goes in again, does not have the cocktail ready, but they get the shot against Uther, and that is another kill for them with now the heroic abilities in play, and that of course gives us go for the throat again for Greymane. Water Elemental Avatar, Force Wall on Tassadar, and the only hero missing is that Stitches with a Putrid Bile, who we still see at the bottom of the map.
Yeah, and Quacknix, he, in that last fight, suffered an issue that a lot of Greymanes have, and that was he did not have the mana for his Gildian cocktail at the end there. And this is the biggest issue Greymane has. He tries to mitigate it with that level 1 talent, but just doesn't seem to be enough here. Mana issues is the only problem that, well, Quacknix appears to have with this hero.
And we can already tell, like, he's completely out of mana here, but they want to push another fort thanks to that level 10. You don't want to waste too much time if you have that level 10 advantage over the opponent. And I mean, Fnatic is really snowballing this right now. It's one of the best things about this map if you get the early lead, and this is exactly what Fnatic is currently trying to use. and it's working just beautifully for them. Level 11 versus level 9 any second now, and they have taken 2 of the forts, and they already start to push the one at the bot lane as well. They have 75 gems, which means that they can get another Web Weaver wave, and that is not making the game of Team Lego Boys any easier.
No, they're going to be having a bit of a problem. Stitches, who found a little out of position, but getting out of there on his motorbike, demounted by Zagara, but still in a good position. He has gone very heavily on that damage with the slam build we were talking about earlier. And, well, they're just still taking a huge advantage. They're just not letting any kind of turn-in happen. We still see Lego Boys with 78 gems in their possession, and they haven't really tried for the turn-in at top, but they just can't get to it at bot lane.
Smexy, on the other hand, there's no way he's gonna... What? There's like a 4-man gank and he's able to get away. The blue Web Weavers are going to descend again, and yeah, they just let him go. Tacita survives. Yeah, Lego Boys are completely off at this point.
I think Diablo sort of made that happen by flipping him to the right side of him as opposed to body blocking him. They might have been able to catch him otherwise.
Yeah,
but oh well.
Uh-oh, bot lane, maybe? Nope, not even here. Oh my god, there's the level 10s. Is it in time though? They have their heroic abilities. Divine Shield already on Vala had to be used. Strafe and Apocalypse. There's the Maw and the March of the Black King. But the kill against Vala. Great move here, good hook and great finish. And once again the Worgen rushing in as Apocalypse is being used. The combo with the Maw completely missing though.
Down goes Conti, trying to use March of the Black King, not getting anything. Tomsy getting chased down. Breeze trying to body block, but the hook will hit him. And down go 3 heroes for Lego Boys. Fnatic gonna push in with this Web Weaver, and they may even be able to get the keep here.
They should actually be able to get it. Well, I guess Leoric is back in a second, and Zagara in only 10, so they might have to retreat, especially with that Web Weaver being rather low. But they are playing super aggressive now. They have the extra talent with 13 on the prowl once more, and they did so much damage here already. Fnatic is looking at a perfect game nearly. 8 kills against 0, and they have 46 gems again, so they are starting to get very close to another Web Weaver wave. They only need another 14.
Yeah, while they have all this, though, we still have easily enough for a turn-in from the side of Lego Boys. They just can't get them in. Breeze still hanging around this area, denying that turn-in just with his sheer presence there. EJ trying to turn in 2, because that will do it. Then in comes Breeze with the stun onto Wookiee, who has the majority of the gems here. But Fnatic aren't having any of it. They're denying it. In comes the Bile. They're just going for a fight rather than let this turn-in happen.
Yeah, they have the 13 talent. Why wouldn't they? They're jumping in. They want the kills. They want to get this done now. And we have the Lego Boys, by the way, with not as... Oh my god, that kill again. Quacknix, the hook against Diablo. Oh, wow, the Lego Boys, the double stun, Quacknix again with a cocktail, all that damage! More for the retreat, trying to cover it. Apocalypse with the setup, this time it works out, but there's no follow-up damage.
Yeah, they would use it more as a retreat than anything. Wookiee getting focused, he gets taken out. Breeze and Quacknix chasing down Valor here, just diving her, and Quacknix takes her down. Tomsy and Leoric, the only one left, and Leoric just came back to life here, trying to Wraith walk out. He does have Heart of Bones, nope! Gets hooked back in. Diablo coming in for the save, but Conti goes down to that Incendiary Elixir Gilnean Cocktail.
Wow, they get the kills in, and Tetcher, they didn't even turn in a single gem this entire game.
Yep,
not one gem, not a single one, and that is another completed turn in now for Fnatic. It is the 3rd one in a row. They are destroying their opponent here. They could even time it with the boss if they wanted to.
Yeah, they absolutely could. They only need 1 gem, and this is on Smexy. Looks like they are just going to get this turn in and just push in that way. Not going to bother with that boss, and Breeze with the stun onto Conti to deny the denial of the turn in. And Fnatic, they do need to disengage a bit, need to be careful. Nice tackle onto Shrimpy, but Shrimpy in a completely safe position. Smexy going into the backline. This is a little bit low on health. Hook does not land.
Fnatic's biggest problem in these fights now is that they don't know who to kill first. That's basically that's the biggest issue that they seem to have here. Like, jokes aside, they have nearly level 16 talents against level 10, which is of course insane. They had a 4-level lead the entire time. Now it's still 3 levels, and they are closer to level 16 than the opponent is to level 13, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. In terms of damage, by the way, to give you a bit of an update here, we have 32,000 damage by now on Greymane. Only Zagara has more with 34,000. And still, of course, the rest of the team, 16,000 on Stitches with the Slam build, 16,000 also on Tacita. Very solid numbers for Fnatic, and they are using it to push the bot lane and go for the first keep in the game.
Yeah, they are looking so strong. There is another Gilnean cocktail there to work down the keep. They're going to have their 16s. So that's even more damage for Greymane with that extra level, with that extra Gilnean cocktail town. In comes the strafe. No stun to interrupt it this time, so damage is good. And the more does land here. This looks actually quite good for Lego Boys, but Breeze taking so much damage here. He's continuing to tank up the front line. Hook does not land here, but Kwaknik snipes the back line and goes in onto Spearing and onto Fana with that go for the throw and gets the kills.
God. They go for EJ now too. Uther doesn't stand a chance here, and this is of course going to conclude the game. They're going to finish this right now. The heroes are rather low, but it is a 5 versus 1. They go for the core. Zagara is the only one surviving here. Level 16 talents as well. A 4-level lead. Fnatic showcasing just how strong they are with this setup. They go in for the kill, and this is a 2-0 victory against the Lego Boys here at the Spring Championship Qualifier. Great play. GG, and Fnatic, they advance to the next round of the tournament. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is GG and the end of another series here on Khaldor TV with Heroes of the Storm. So once again, we have another video finished, and I hope that you enjoyed the commentary and that you liked the game, of course, as well. It was a pleasure casting the match for you. And if you guys really enjoyed it, then make sure that you give that video a thumbs up on YouTube. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, feel free to do that too. If you have friends that are interested in Heroes of the Sports esports scene, then definitely recommend the channel to them, or just show them the video if they want to see like a bit how the pros are drafting here, especially of course when it comes to the North American scene, European scene. And I mean, these days we even have a couple of Chinese games on the channel here, so I hope that you enjoy that as well. That being said, thank you very much for watching again. I'm going to see you guys next time with more Heroes of the Storm content here on the channel. Have a great day and enjoy your week, and see you soon. Bye bye.